If you are dealing with pests, those unwanted visitors in your home, and no, I'm not talking about your in-laws, I'm kidding. I'm talking about roaches, spiders, ants, rats, and mice. We have the perfect solution for all of them. You're not buying one thing for the roaches, one thing for the spiders, one thing for the mice. This is a wonderful way, a non-toxic, safe way to get rid of those 5 top offenders. And by the way, it's not just us saying it. This is independent, laboratory tested to work. And today we've got an 8-pack, which is one of the biggest packages we do, for $36.95. It is a whole home solution for most of us. This will be able to outfit our entire home, and all you do is plug it right into a standard outlet, and science takes over and does the work. To tell us all about this product, and by the way, I have them in every socket in my home, is our guest, Lou Caputo, who really brings us such clever items. Lou.
Thank you.
One of the bigger packages we do.
Yes,
and
it is.
Really, for many people, this will be the entire home solution.
Oh no, it totally will. And it's important people understand that you want to have one in every single room in the home, okay? Because of how these work. These are ultrasonic pest repellers, so they're actually using sound to repel the pests. But like a sound wave, it will bounce off of any solid object in the room. I'm talking about doors, walls, including furniture, so you don't want to put them behind your furniture. But this is how they work. When you plug them in, they start emitting this ultrasonic pulse, okay? Now, we can't hear it. Your kids won't hear it, your pets won't hear it, but these guys do, the rats, the mice, the ants, the roaches, and the spiders. It doesn't hurt them, so this is a humane way to get rid of them. What it does is it makes them uncomfortable. Imagine walking to your house and setting off the burglar alarm, okay? And you walk up to the keypad and you can't remember the code. How long can you stand there before that sound makes you want to leave? Not a long time. That's what happens to these guys. It makes them want to vacate the area. And a lot of times people will say to me, how do I know it's working? What can I do to tell? I've got something in front of here, the table right here, and it's an ultrasonic leak detector, okay? And it's actually sitting, the meter's on top right here. There you go. Every time it emits an ultrasonic pulse, you're gonna see a little red ball bounce in there, okay? Now, what do they use this for normally? Detecting leaks in gas lines, in refrigeration lines, things like that, because when it comes out under pressure, it's so fast it makes an ultrasonic sound wave. So that's how you can tell that that's what this is doing. It's emitting that ultrasonic pulse, but that's what drives them crazy when they hear it.
Oh yeah, and that's just it. You know, normally you would have to buy a separate product for each one of those offenders, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know, something for the roaches, something for the mice. Lou, this is a whole home solution, but it's for all of those top 5. And by the way, those are only the ones that were laboratory tested.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing people need to understand too. You'll hear folks come on the air and they'll say they've had success with other species, but it's really expensive testing. So Bell and Howell elected to test the 5 things that people had the most problems with: rats, mice, ants, roaches, and those dreaded spiders. Now, you were right about something too. When it comes to things you could do, there's a lot. Like you could go out and this is kind of what we're all trained to do, is to head out there and go buy big things to kill little things. So we've got all these bags of sprays, and you've got you know, all kinds of granules and things that you can use to kill ants. The problem with all this stuff though is that it wears out, or you run out of it. So you're always buying more and more and more, and when it runs out or it wears out, they're gonna come back. So you are gonna be on this treadmill of constantly buying. Now, we also have things for roaches, and you know why? Because you can't use the ant stuff for the roaches. So now you gotta go spend even more money, but all the same things apply here, where you're gonna be constantly buying more. And if I turn these around, see all the little tiny fine print right there? Yeah, those are warnings. Those are telling you not to have these around your kids and pets, who, by the way, also live in your home. So you don't want to have that. Then the last one I want to show you is this right here. And this is when it gets really medieval. And that's when we start to go after rats and mice, because they're mammals. So we're going to kill them with things would also be harmful, very harmful to us, our kids, and our pets. So we've got poisons, we've got traps, we've got all kinds of things here. Not humane, painful, and guess what? They leave carcasses behind. So somebody's got to deal with that too. Who's going to be that person that wants to do that? Now, do you see anything for spiders out here? No, there's nothing for spiders. You can use a rolled up newspaper.
Is that right?
No, it's true. Ask an exterminator. I did that one time. I'm like, because I had a daddy long legs problem. I'm like, you know what? I got this problem. And they were like, well, you could either roll up a newspaper and go after them, or we can tent your house. I've had my house tented for termites before. You don't want to do that, okay? The Bell & Howell Pest Repellers will take care of the rats, the mice, the ants, the roaches, and the spiders.
Yeah.
And all you do is plug them in and forget that they're there.
Yeah, and for me, they worked, and I knew they worked, and I told Lou the story, and I said, Lou, and by the way, this is sound waves, so you never want to put this behind a couch or facing another wall. Like, those sound waves have to get out there.
Right.
We even say, if you have ferrets, if you have any rodent-like animals as pets,
rats, mice, hamsters,
you got to put it in another room because they will be affected by that. But independent laboratory tested, not just us. And I said, Lou, I'm seeing a lot of activity. It's almost like they all came out when I first plugged all of these in.
Yeah, they do, because they're looking for a way out.
They went crazy.
Isn't it? Is it something,
then
right?
I never dealt with them again. So the first couple of days, I saw more of them, and I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
And then they were gone.
Let me tell you my roach story, and I promised Yvette, who's coming up in a moment, because she loves roaches, I was going to tell her my roach story. So here's the story. You know how it's been raining here like crazy for months now, okay? Like, we should be building arcs at this point. It's that bad. I'm walking by my guest bathroom a couple weeks ago, right? And I hear this sound coming from the sink. And I walk over to the sink and I look down there and I don't see anything. And I'm trying to figure out, well, what's the noise coming from? And all of a sudden I see a little antenna pop out from the overflow. You know the overflow at the top of the sink? And I look in there, it wasn't just one, there were like 3 of them in there trying to get out because of the water and the rain. So, and then I look at the wall and I'm like, why isn't my pest repeller working? Somebody had unplugged it, I'm not gonna say who, to plug in a curling iron. Probably not me. And I don't know when that happened.
Well, look, that's the thing. Rainy season.
They gotta be plugged in.
Summer, winter, they're looking for comfort too, so they want to move in. You want them to be deterred. And instead of buying 17 different products to deal with 5 different of these pests, and remember, those are just the ones we tested for, you're getting one solution. Today you get 8 of them. All we ask is that you don't hide this behind a couch. You don't block the sound wave. Independent lab tested. It's not just us saying, oh, you guys got to try this, this works. Independent lab tested, that costs money, and it was effective.
And you know how long we've been selling these here? I mean, over a decade, this particular configuration, well, not this configuration, but the ones from Bell & Howell, and people keep coming back and buying more and more and more. And you know what? It's great if you live in your home. It's great if you have like a summer home or weekend place, because you're not there. If you're a landlord, think about getting this for your rental properties. Even if you're a renter yourself, you can't control everything that's going on.
Oh, yeah.
But you can have these and you can keep your environment, especially if you live in an apartment building with people around you.
Yeah,
it's really important.
If you have roaches, ants, mice, rats, spiders, right? The top offenders for me, it's the roaches. I can deal with all the other ones. The roaches send me shrieking.
I don't like rats.
Oh my gosh, and we have the ones with wings here. What about the ones with wings?
Oh yeah, no, them too.
Oh my gosh, my babysitter makes fun of me. You've got to try this out today. Get rid of those toxics, those poisons. You don't want those around. You don't want that on your kitchen counters anyway. Give this a try. If it doesn't work for you, you got 30 days, money back guarantee, you send it back. Today it's on sale. I don't know about tomorrow. It is a temporary sale price, $18.48 gets it home, but now 1 for each room, or where you have a problem spot, now 2 for that room, but just let those sound waves get out. And by the way, it does not bother your kitty cat, does not bother the dogs. I have one in the dog room by the food, and they don't even hear it. So just saying.
They have no idea.
Yeah, I have no idea. Lou, it's always good to see you.
My
Thank you very much. Jump on in here, you guys, and let us know how they worked for you. I know that people that live in apartments where they can't control what their neighbors are doing have loved these as well.
They need it.
487484 is your item number on your ultrasonic pest repellers from Bell & Howell. Okay, we're gonna move on in this hour. I practically own everything in this hour, Lou. And in fact, we're moving on to these great little